Good morning, my name is HaeJean Kwun. Smart home technologies and risk for personal data theft. Does the increasing use of smart home technologies in the United States put American homeowners in risk of personal data theft by hackers? Have you ever heard of the phrase, "Big Brother is always watching you"? This infamous quote by George Orwell's dystopian novel in 1984 has in a way become a reality with the use of smart home technologies. According to the stimulus source by the Central Archive of University Reading, implementing the intricate Internet of Things in homes amplifies the challenges of exposure of unauthorized personal information cyber hacking. Such examples can include tapping into personal and public networks to locate people's location, their cameras, and their microphones. The increasing use of smart home devices in the United States put American homeowners at risk due to personal data theft from unregulated cyber hacking, risks of financial security, and the risk that their home surveillance can be tracked. With the American use of Alexa, Google Home, and Nest in American homes, this risk is becoming more prevalent in our current society. To begin, the growing integration of smart devices poses security risks due to the complex detecting techniques that devices are not structured to protect. This depicts how these devices perform simple and passive tasks that have low capabilities in energy consumption and computing resources, and therefore cannot implement complex schemes to support these devices. The security system's simple architectural structure makes them easier to attack and easier to hack, such as through methods such as spoofing attacks, host capture, and host shutdown. The International Research for Talent Development depicts how these devices perform simple and passive tasks that have low capabilities in energy consumption and resource use. Additionally, homeowners' personal finances can become compromised with device continuously monitoring users' data. Research on internet law shows how the primary privacy concern that these devices are that they directly collect sensitive information, including financial account information and credentials. This portrays how the most pressing privacy risk could be hackers gaining access to confidential information, such as insurance, account numbers, and financial security data. Pudal from the UC Berkeley School of Law explains how unauthorized individuals' access to users' insurance, finances, and employments without the consent of the individual can be harmful and can lead to stolen identities and credit fraud. Convenience over safety. However, some may claim that these devices increase the ease of mundane everyday tasks. Some may use their smart home devices to do things such as create grocery lists, set the alarms, or change the lights in the house. And releasing your rights to third parties expands your resources and expands the capabilities of your device. However, giving full access to your account's cameras, accounts, and credentials and tracking imposes many risks for manipulation by your smart device. This can be seen by researchers at the National Institute of Telecommunication and how they analyze the amount of security and management challenges are correlated to the low capacity of the small sensors in the devices. Many smart home devices uses key structures such as cameras, surveillance, and microphones to track the data of their audiences. With the prevalent security breach of devices, homeowners are at risk with their conversations and actions being tracked. Cameras and sensors, thermostats play a key role in these devices and can collect 24-hour data if the hacker hacks into the device. In conclusion, while smart home devices may make the minute task in our life much more convenient, it is outweighed by the multiple security and privacy risks that it imposes. A possible solution can be designing improved security management and data management by the devices to increase and focus on the security and privacy aspects for the consumers. Use of technologies that listens into conversations, watches movements inside the house, and accesses internet credentials puts a great amount of trust in the device security system. Many of these systems may not be equipped to protect themselves against the complex hacking techniques and burdens great amount of risk on the chance that devices may not perform up to par and protect the American homeowners. Thank you. And I will take any questions now.
I do have two questions for you. First up, was there information you needed before you began your research? And if so, did that shape your research?
I had to know first what the Internet of Things was. It wasn't a term I was very familiar with in the past, so I had to research what that was. And I also had to research specifically smart devices that are used inside the house and what was considered in the category of smart devices. So that's where I learned that like Alexa, Google Home, Nest, and other devices that are used inside the home are considered smart devices.
Okay, and when you, as you were researching, were there more questions that came up? Like more things that popped into your head as you were doing the research?
Yes, there was. And I was wondering on the opinion of the American homeowners. So I was wondering if how many, like what percentage of American homeowners trusted their smart home devices and how much didn't trust it but still used it anyway because it just makes your life so much easier. So I was just curious to see how many people trusted it and how many people didn't trust it but still used it anyway.
Okay,